A new iPhone in 3 months? Is this really happening? Okay, let's talk about this. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Greg here, and it does look like we are going to be getting a brand new iPhone SE, and it could be coming as soon as within the next 3 months. However, based on some of the information out there, you might not want to get too excited about this phone, and it might be one of those rare iPhone models you'll actually want to skip. So do me a favor, and if you aren't subscribed already, get subscribed because we gotta pump these numbers up, okay? 206,000 subscribers, these are rookie numbers in this racket. And I know I look young, but I'm an internet veteran. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Alright, anyway, let's talk about this iPhone SE 3 by first going over a breakdown of what exactly this phone is, who it's for, the pricing, when you can buy one, and if you should possibly avoid it altogether if you are planning on buying one when it came out. So the iPhone SE 3 is a pretty simple phone in terms of an update, because based on rumors, we are basically expecting a pretty lackluster update in terms of overall upgrades to the existing iPhone SE. Current rumors say the next iPhone SE, or iPhone SE 3, will still retain the same exact body design as the current iPhone SE, which is the same body design as the iPhone 8. That means it will still have a small 4.7-inch LCD display with a top forehead and bottom chin area, and the last iPhone to still have a Touch ID home button on the front. So this is obviously a dated design, but it could be exactly what Apple wants to ship right now, for a few reasons. The first reason is that this is obviously a design that is easy to produce for them and can contribute to a lower manufacturing cost so they can hit that lower iPhone SE price point. The current iPhone SE sells for $399, and I would expect this iPhone SE 3 to sell at the same exact price point. Apple could also be keeping this design around a little longer to give users who either don't like or don't want to learn the new gesture-based systems on newer iPhones as another iPhone option in the lineup to keep them satisfied. But what are the rumored upgrades for the iPhone SE 3? Because right now it doesn't sound like a lot. Well, there are a few. So like previous iPhone SE updates, Apple plans to just go full throttle with the chip inside of the iPhone, with current rumors saying that Apple is indeed planning to put the A15 chip inside this small phone, and this has been the SE iPhone strategy for years. Take that old body that's cheap to produce and pack it full of modern components, which means that this $400 phone will be the most powerful one on the market for this price point, or any price point for that matter. And that's not something we should really turn our nose up. That's a good thing. Because more importantly, for budget-minded consumers, it means getting a phone with a lower price point with a modern chip that should be getting iOS software updates for at least the next 5 years, probably even more, meaning you can hold onto this phone for a really long time. It also means that there's potential here for Apple to bring over some features that are exclusive to the A15 chip. So it's possible we could see things like the iPhone 13 cinematic mode and Smart HDR4 make its way over to the iPhone SE 3 even without Apple changing the physical camera components. Because it's using the A15 chip, rumors also suggest that the iPhone SE 3 will actually be a 5G capable device. So this will be Apple's cheapest 5G phone in the lineup, and that itself could spur a huge amount of upgrades. 5G, for some reason, seems to be a feature that consumers want to upgrade to. And for updates, that's about it. The same iPhone SE body, replacing the A13 chip with an A15 chip, and 5G support. And quite frankly, that could be a disaster. Listen, I'll be the first person to tell you you should never review a device without using it, and you certainly shouldn't be reviewing a device based on rumors because they can turn out to be not true, or we could be missing some other details on this device. However, based on my experience with the last iPhone SE I used, let's just say I have some serious concerns about this upcoming model if they turn out to be true. Even at this attractive price point, this might be a phone you'll end up wanting to avoid. Now, I think most users will look at the design and go, oh, it looks old, I don't want that. And while this design certainly looks nostalgic, to be kind, I wouldn't even peg that as its biggest weakness. I actually quite enjoyed my time using the older design of the 4.7-inch iPhone when I had to review it last year, and I could see why some users would want to keep that design around a little bit longer. No, my big worry about this phone is taking the A15 chip with 5G and putting it into the body of the iPhone SE without increasing battery capacity. Because when I reviewed the iPhone SE, the battery just wasn't reliable enough to get me through an entire day of use. In fact, the notoriously bad battery life that people complain about on the iPhone 12 mini, well, realize that everyone was complaining about that phone, but the battery life in the iPhone SE is worse than the 12 mini. And right now, there are no rumors of Apple increasing the battery capacity in the iPhone SE model. And if that's true, that means we could be getting potentially worse battery life in the iPhone SE 3 model because of the new 5G capabilities. 5G is just a little bit more battery hungry than the existing 4G networks out there, and that could lead to significant enough loss in battery life to just make this phone really hard to recommend. In fact, the thing that would really save this phone for me is if the rumors and leaks are wrong or they're missing some details here, and Apple plans to put a bigger battery into the body of this SE design. A bigger battery that could improve the SE battery life the same way we got upgraded battery life with the iPhone 13 with 1.5 or 2.5 additional hours of battery life would instantly change my tune on this phone, and I would be a lot more excited for this iPhone SE, because for $400 with an A15 chip, even with the older design, if you put a battery that could really last all day in there, I think that would just be a good budget phone. But without those rumors, I really think even with the slightly older A13 chip, I really think I would probably recommend most users just spend the extra $100 to get an iPhone 11, which will get you a newer design, a bigger 6.1-inch display with the modern gesture-based system, and Face ID. And hey, the battery life on that phone is a huge jump up from the existing iPhone SE. I guess the real loss here, if you can call it a loss, is the 5G capabilities, but 5G speeds are still kind of hit and miss. Like, in my area, sometimes 5G is still slower than 4G, so I guess it really depends on if you live in an area with good 5G capabilities. But hey, even if you have good 5G, most of the things we do on our phone every day really don't require extreme speed. So I just kind of feel like 5G isn't that big of an upgrade, at least right now. Again, I'll reiterate, I'm not reviewing the iPhone SE 3 now. This is not a review. Like, don't take this as concrete, but I am concerned about what the rumors are saying behind the scenes, and hopefully the rumors are wrong, and hopefully I am wrong in this video. Alright, as for when the iPhone S3 is going to come out, well, all rumors are pointing to a release date in the first quarter of 2022, and that would mean a release date by March of 2022. And as you probably are well aware of if you're watching an Apple rumor channel, March is a very popular date for Apple to host the first keynote of the season. So right now it looks like the iPhone SE3 is a likely candidate to be announced at a March event. And like I said earlier, it will probably start at the same $399 price point for a 64GB model as its predecessor. All right, everyone, but that's everything we know about the iPhone SE3, at least right now. Hopefully you found this video informative, and if you did, please leave me a like if you want to see the full review on this iPhone SE3. To know whether or not it's worth buying when it actually comes out, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. And hey, if you're planning on buying an iPhone SE3, let me know in the comments below, and are you just as concerned as I am with some of these rumors? All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.